Okay, it's May the 11th, about 5:30 in the afternoon. This is the second teaching on this isometric geometric concept. I'm just going over this fairly fast. I need to set up my whiteboard and all that. In this one, I want to explain a little more on how I get the road expansion here, or this buffer zone. So we know in the second teaching here that from the center to here is 72 feet. And from the center to here, you want to figure that out. So to figure out the hypotenuse, you take 72, I think it's divided by 0.866025. No, it's the other way. 72 times 0.866025. So it gives you 62.35, 63 feet and a third. From here to here. And so to know the distance from here to here, we need to take 72. So we're expanding outward, right? Divided by 0.866025. We have 83.13 feet. From the center to here. 72 feet to here, 83 feet to here. So now we take that 83 and we'll get the hypotenuse times 0.866025. That's not right. Okay. Get my numbers back here. Divided by 0.866025. 83 feet. So we want to, I think it is 72 times 0.866025. 72. So we'll take, so we know from the center to here is 72 feet, and to determine the road allowance, we take 72. It's really hot in here. Times 0.866025. 62 and a third. So roughly 9.6 feet. And we just multiply that by 2. 19 feet and a third. So this is the first time that I actually used that magic number to predetermine the road allowance before just adding 16 feet or whatever. So, but we have roughly, we could say a 20-foot buffer. And on these roads here, this traffic circle that goes all the way around, it's only one direction, right? So that, and the reason for that is when these camps are set up, you're going to be going into a very high production mode, and every week you're going to have at least one transport of material coming in. And this will also give you, a place to park your vehicles. This will be a very busy place. And so what I'm attempting to do is set up maybe a 40-day time frame in which to fully develop the camp. And for that to happen, you need to develop the 3 workstations that would be here, here, and here. So these would be your here. That would be your base camps. You want to establish 3 base camps around, and you need 3 areas to work. So you could actually set up shop here with your portable trailer camp, and you use that to build your 3 base camps. And once the base camps are set up, then you start fabricating the Arcships. So the Arcships would be here, here, right, and here on that 4.5 acres. And by the time we're coming into, this is going to have to be done this year, because next year we're not going to have the time for this. We are going into the Antichrist kingdom. I expect the Psalms 83 war to happen anytime. And back in 1986, 5 of us had visions of this, where we saw war break out in the Middle East, and we saw the man of sin come on the scene, and he brought peace to the Middle East. And we're very close to that time. The sad part, people, is that during this COVID thing, the church did not take it seriously. They haven't utilized the time to press in to the presence of the Lord, to seek His face, and there's going to be a price to pay for that. And that price is that Donald Trump may not get into office on the second term. And Sadhu Sivaraj, he mentioned this, that if God's people would pray, and if Donald Trump could drain the swamp, then God would give America 4 more years. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So we're going to have to fast track these places. So that's what I'm trying to do. Trying to put a plan together, a 40-day plan to fully establish a 4.5 acre Goshen camp. And so in your, once you have your base camps, your 3 base camps set up, then you would establish your center. So the center would be similar to this. You need at least a 1728 meeting area, right? You might have 1, 2, 3 auxiliary buildings joined to that, right? Because you're going to have to be able to accommodate about 120 people. But as far as your Archship communities, you would have the main entry point would be in the center, and then you would have, say if this is your Archship community, this is your building in the center. You would have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? And so you would have enough for 5 families around. Each would handle about 6. So you'd have about 30 people. So you'd have 30 people here, here, and here. And in your base camps, once they have served their purpose, you can outfit them for, say if this is your base camp here, you would have your main center, maybe not as elaborate, but you could have 1, 2, 3, 4 dorms and 2 washrooms, right? Or 1, 2, 3 dorms, 2 washrooms and an entrance. Because you're going to have a lot of people coming, and they're not going to, the Archship's going to be filled up, and you need some kind of an overflow. All right, I'll get this uploaded. So this will be episode 180 on this Exodus 2 live series, and in 181 I'll actually draw out the overview of the entire camp, so you'll be able to get an idea. This is Joshua Taylor coming to you from here in Boston Bar, British Columbia, Canada.